Hello everyone, Chief Canuck here with a breakdown of Hunt the Truth Episode 5, Out of Time. Apologies for being late, the Hunt the Truth puzzle and the Hunt the Signal have taken quite a bit of my time this week and severely affected my sleep schedule. Anyways, let's get to it before Episode 6 arrives. The episode begins with Benjamin entering the Oni campus. He goes along with the redundant chit-chat formality with the Oni receptionist, informing her who he was and that he was there to see Michael Sullivan. Things that they most definitely already knew because they have eyes everywhere. This time, Sully was ready to see him immediately, which threw Ben off guard, as he was expecting to wait a while. Similar to how he waited 85 minutes on hold for Sully in episode 2. The description of the surroundings, interactions, and events all seem intentional in provoking Ben to become even more uncomfortable and nervous with his visit. Sully and Ben made some awkward chit-chat while Sully kept busy with his compad. Sully said he wanted to make sure Ben got his questions answered. Sully had yet to make eye contact with Ben, but when he did, he told him,
"There's someone who'd like to talk to you, Ben."
Sully then took Ben deep within the Oni campus. The feel went from corporate to more military the deeper they went. They then entered a dark conference room. Ben was told to relax, and Senior Chief Petty Officer Franklin Mendez entered. It was an interview. Mendez was described as extraordinarily decorated. He trained the chief and every Spartan within the Spartan 2 and Spartan 3 programs. Ben was under the impression that his conversation with Thomas Wu had not been flagged. However, he was called in, something that's never happened before, and is now located in the physical confines of an Oni facility for an interview. Arguably his most Oni-controlled and influenced interview for this assignment. Mendez talked about his experiences with the chief as he went through the Spartan program. Some things were exaggerated, but otherwise relatively true.
That kid blew me away. His acumen, his mental quickness, his physical abilities, tactical judgment. I could tell even from a young age that John was a burgeoning complete package. There was no question in my mind that he was ready for the augmentations. And he couldn't wait.
Mendez kept talking about how special John was. He described that John recovered quickly and was running, jumping, and kicking ass, while others were relearning how to walk after their Spartan augmentations. In regards to the Master Chief having the huge responsibility of protecting everyone, Ben asked, "Do you think one man should have that much power?" And this immediately didn't sit well with Mendez. He didn't like the phrasing. That moment, Sully received a notification and was informed they needed to change venues and use a different room for the rest of the interview. However, Mendez says something had come up and he had to leave. They then agreed to reschedule the interview, but as he leaves, Mendez tells Ben that he should appreciate what the Spartans have done, basically telling him to do what he's told. When Ben asks where he should meet for the rescheduled meeting, Sully disregards the question and informs Ben that there's actually a request for Benjamin's raw files. Ben was definitely not prepared.
You're shipping raw files off for edit by 0900 Thursday.
No, hold on. I can't ship off the raw files. It's all back at home.
You just received boarding docs for the 5:30. That leaves you 24 hours to upload when you get back.
Wait, I've only done mock-ups for the first few episodes.
That's editorial, Ben. Let them worry about it.
But what about Mendez then?
That was awesome.
But I didn't finish.
You got amazing stuff from him, man. Killer interview.
Sully again ignores Ben's concerns that the interview was neither great nor finished. Ben says he could wait for Mendez to return and finish the interview, and at that moment, Sully gave Ben his full attention. Sully changed his tone dramatically.
Ben, you don't have time. You have a deadline and a boarding pass for the 5:30. Okay?
In that moment, it dawned on me that perhaps my waypoint conversation with Thomas Wu had been flagged. Sullivan turned back into Sullivan and kept moving.
Seriously though, man, amazing stuff. And remember, once this story hits, they're all gonna be eating out of your hand. Travel safe. You earned this, buddy.
For those of you who don't speak ONI, that was me getting fired.
On board the flight back to the Outer Colonies, Ben recognized a voice. It was Jacob Walker from episode 3. Ben saw him arguing with a flight attendant. Jacob was on Earth and all dressed up, definitely not looking like a guy who was supposed to be on permanent vacation on a beach in Castellaneta, a tourist location near Saturn. He confronted Jacob just as they were taking off, and when Jacob recognized him, he went pale. He wanted to get away, but he was stuck there as Ben confronted him. Since they were taking off, flight attendants repeatedly told Ben to get back into his seat, but Ben ignored them. Ben was then sedated by the flight crew. He woke up back at home and had a nasty surprise in his inbox. He had a notice of violation from the Inner Territories Transportation Administration for his in-flight incident. He was fined 50,000 credits. They released this image of the violation quite a few days after the episode aired. Gotta love that the officer's last name who wrote it up is O'Connor. Also, in case you're wondering, the QR code on the bottom just takes you to the posting of this image on the Tumblr website. Now that Ben was home, he had 23 hours left to deliver the raw files to Sully. Even though he was fired, he just wanted to put it all behind him and not worry about it anymore. Just before he began transferring the files, he noticed his compad was still recording. It had caught the incident after he was sedated by the flight crew. While he was dragged to his connecting flight by Jacob and another ONI personnel, they mentioned that Jacob and Ben's itinerary should never have crossed paths. As they dropped him off and strapped him in his connecting flight, Jacob said a sinister farewell.
Have a safe trip, Ben.
After hearing this, Ben was ticked off. He replayed that recording over and over. With a few hours left to transfer the files, Ben cancelled the transfer process. He did not want to be their lapdog anymore, and now he was embarking on telling his story, the real story of the Master Chief, loose threads and all. And with that, that's my breakdown of the episode. Talk about an exciting and pivotal episode. Ben is now going to tell the story his own way from now on. I can't wait for the next episode, especially since your guys' fan submissions will be a part of the episode. As always, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Be sure to like and subscribe for more awesome Halo news and content. My name is Chief Canuck and I'm signing out.